Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about people that have having a Leo sun and Cancer moon in a natal chart. And I'm going to elaborate and expound on that. What I'm going to be talking about is people that have that sun moon combination in their chart, a Leo sun and Cancer moon. Now, the basic character, which is the sun, that's the conscious side being in Leo, can be very flamboyant, gregarious, extroverted, extravagant, generous, courageous, and attention seeking. Now, when you have, on the unconscious side, the moon being in Cancer now, like many sun moon combinations, there's a pretty good disparity in this energy with the sun and the moon in Cancer. Is almost like really the opposite in terms of the introversion, because the unconscious side could be very introverted, but nurturing, sympathetic, protective, tenacious, dedicated, and sensitive. What's interesting is that the two planets that govern these signs, the sun rules the Leo, and the moon rules Cancer. Those are the only two planets that never go retrograde. So, this combination likely doesn't go back on their word that much if they say, something's going to get done and accomplished, and you're going to be there, for somebody. I mean, I still believe Taurus is the most loyal and steadfast of the signs, given that it's it's Earth and it's fixed. But they said this combination really goes back on what they're going to say. At least I don't believe they do. Um, and the thing is, another way this combination may manifest. It could be about a person bringing that Leo ferocity, that confidence into something Cancer related, which could be doing work as a home caregiver, working in real estate, plumbing, laundry business, home renovation or remodeling, as some examples. And now the Leo sun, the sun in astrology is about our basic wants. And the Leo sun wants to shine, get attention, be praised, lauded for their efforts. And the Cancer moon, the moon is about our emotional needs, and the Cancer moon needs nostalgia, history, family, safety, security, the home. Pretty much everybody needs a home, but it's more emphasized with people that have Cancer, prominent, the zodiac sign Cancer prominent in their chart. Now, another thing is that the true self, in this case being the sun in Leo, the sun reflects our true self, and the person having the sun Leo could be very extroverted, extravagant, boastful, have much self-assuredness. And when you have the inner self, the moon being in Cancer is carrying emotional, sensitive, introverted, even timid. And it's interesting because you have the Leo sun, on the conscious level, the true self is really about getting attention, being gregarious and extroverted. And the Cancer moon, what they need often is just having their peace and quiet and introversion, and having their security, and just being really not so much about being in the limelight. But what's interesting is that, keep in mind though, that the moon is connected with the public and it rules Cancer. The moon in Cancer, of course, is in its dignity. And people that have the moon in Cancer may actually, be thrust or propelled into the public, even if they're not, consciously, aware of it. And the Leo sun, wants to be recognized. So this could be a person that may, be thrust into, some kind of public attention on some level, even if it's just having, getting some local, notoriety in their own, town or city or what have you. Now, the thing about this too is that when you have another thing about this combination, how it may be expressed. The sun is about our drive and motivation, And this person may be very driven and motivated, which is the sun, to dominate, which is Leo. And doing so, it could be, more, being with having the moon in Cancer, feeling, more emotion and expressing it with unconditional love and tenacity, and which is Cancer and the zodiac sign Cancer. Now, also too, keep in mind, if this if somebody has, this combination Leo Sun and Cancer Moon, and it's in, it'd be an out of sign conjunction. Let's say, for example, if the Leo Sun is at 2 degrees and the Cancer Moon is at 28 degrees, it would be an out of sign conjunction, and there could be intensified focus, which is the Sun, and on, the emotional needs, which is Cancer, and that can include, doing things, around the home, renovation, nostalgia, history. It could be, cooking, maybe even doing some plumbing work. um, and the thing is, some astrologers don't believe, in out of sign aspects. I do, and I'll illustrate it by stating, this example. We can go right with the example I just stated, actually. Okay, the Leo Sun, being at 2 degrees and the Cancer Moon at 28 degrees, you're talking about 4-degree disparity, and and the Sun and the Moon are in close proximity to each other. Now, they may be out of sign, but being given the closeness that they have, I would say it's still, there's friction that's connected with that, and that's why, and I do believe you still get the vibration, even though it's not, in the same sign. Now, and I would apply that as well, the other aspects, the sextile, the trine, the square, and the opposition, and even the inconjunct aspect as well. Now, another thing too is that when you look at this combination, keep in mind that the sun astrology is connected with the biological father, the moon, the mother. And the thing about this is, the person that has their sun in Leo, the biological father may actually be a Leo sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody those characteristics. And the person that has the Cancer moon, the mother, may be a Cancer sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody those traits. Now, it's also about the perception of these people. So somebody with a Leo sun, regardless whether, the biological father is a Leo sun, moon, or ascendant or not, the person may have the perception of the father as being, very confident, self-assured, courageous, magnanimous, but yet at the same time be domineering and arrogant. As an example, somebody that has their moon in Cancer, may have a perception of their mother as somebody that's nurturing, caring, and protective, but yet maybe, fickle, moody, and temperamental at the same time. So, and the thing is, if this isn't going back to the out of sign conjunction aspect, this could increase, I would say, increase the chances of their, really being a tight, a tight connection. It could be for good or bad, but it shows that it could indicate that the biological father and mother are very closely, connected. And the thing is too, when you look at this, another thing to keep in mind, you could also have, the out of sign sextile aspect. If you have, say, the Cancer moon at 0 degrees and the Leo sun is at 29 degrees, that would form an out of sign sextile aspect, and that could increase the propensity, I would say, for having more of a rapport with the, as far as the biological father and mother with each other, as far as their relationship and synastry goes. But still, a lot of that, of course, could be predicated on their own synastry that exists in their own charts. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.